Hey, what's going on, good people? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know where we at, what day of the week it is. What day of the week is this? It is what? Wednesday.
Wind down Wednesday.
It's
Yes.
wind down. That's right, my sister. It is wind down Wednesday, and we coming to y'all. You know how we do it. You know how we come to you. We try to keep it live and in living color. But this is what we do. We like talking about things, and like doing things, like bringing it to you. But it's Wednesday. It's Hump Day, and we making it over another week of bad weather. But in the meantime, in the between time, how you been, sis? How you been? Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
sleepy.
You know what I'm
Look, sleepy, yawning. I've been good.
Sleepy.
Got
What
the
in the world is going on?
this weather, this gloom and doom is doing me in a little bit.
Say it's catching up with you, huh?
Indeed. I can't wait till the sun is back out.
Hey, I think I'm with you too.
Hey, Robert. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Robert. One of our favorite people. Always tuning in. Always good to see you. Always good to know that you're still here with us and chiming in. What's going on, Sparkle?
Hey,
What's that?
Sparkle.
Sparkle, I saw you singing your song on social media. Just so happened that's what our topic gonna be about tonight. I mean, she was singing up a storm. Like getting her song in, girl. It was almost like Valentine's Day wasn't Sunday. It's today for Sparkle. But I like that. I like
Go
that.
ahead, girl.
Do what you got to do to make it happen. But so you doing all right, sister?
Oh yeah. I
Family
need
all
a
right?
nap. I need a nap, but I'm still on this side of the earth. I'm good.
Hey, it's all good, right? We all need a little bit of snooze every once in a while. I thought I was going to come home and take me a little 10-minute power nap, but that ain't happened because I didn't get in here until right now. So we good. It's all good, but it is Wind Down Wednesday. It is Hump Day. That we do what we do and how we do it. We appreciate you spreading and sharing the love and the cheer
Yeah.
on social media. Since we talking about tonight's topic is how does social media affect you? Is it affecting you? Does it affect your relationship, your friendship, your time with your family? What? How is it affecting you? Hey, Miss Marva,
Hey.
what's going on? How are
Thanks for
you?
tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Mentioning social media, we doing the church thing virtually, and Miss Marva is one of my church members. We all got to say
Uh,
hey on social media. We can't see each other. We all just got to say hey, so and so. Hey, how you doing? So, how does social media affect you? How is it playing a role in your life, your relationship? Is it overtaking you? People I think live vicariously. There are some people I think, let me say that. Some people I think live through social media.
that is a fact.
I
They
mean,
live through it. They believe it. They run with it. It's a big thing.
it's a huge thing. Can you imagine if we didn't have social media, what would life be like?
Like it was before social media. Like it was when you at home and the phone rang and it was one person on the phone. They had to wait till the person hung up for the next person to get on.
Hey,
Like that.
Belinda, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, sis. Miss you too at church. Miss you too at church. We need you to sing a song on one of the Monday, Wednesday, or Friday night, prayer line. I'm gonna have to throw that rope out there so we can get you to sing your song. And I need you to bring the tambourine too. Hallelujah, bring the tambourine.
Hey.
See what I'm saying? Look, she was already reading my mind. She knew I was gonna
All
say
right now.
bring that tambourine. I already know what you do. We know how you do it. I need you. Oh, mentioning tambourine. How about you do a tambourine service on social media? Since
Mm.
we're talking about it, because
Mm.
every time you turn around, it's a lot of negativity that's going on social media. So why we not bring some happiness and some, like Sparkle was saying on social media?
Some cheer.
Sparkle, yeah, some cheer. What's going on,
Hey,
Sharon?
Sharon, thanks for tuning in.
If it ain't the church people checking in tonight, that's what
Won't
we
God do it? Praise God.
Wind Down Wednesday. We talking about social media and how does it affect you?
Yes.
Does it affect you at all? Because some people don't even care about social media. My question was a few minutes ago is, um, if we didn't have it, where would we be? You know, what
Right.
would we be doing without social media? I mean, you can go back and look at the times when, well, let me say this, when I grew up, because I'm rather old, I'm pretty old. You know, we can go back and think about the times when TVs were black and white. We didn't even have color. You know,
Well, yeah.
we had 8 tracks. We didn't have YouTube. You know, you could push the button, you know, eject and rewind. It was just like now you can clap your hands and you can talk to Alexa,
Yeah.
you can talk to Google, you can
Right.
talk to Siri, you know, you could talk to everybody, you know, and it's like, at what point do we not allow social media to take over our lives?
I remember and I miss it being that you know, where you could just be free. Like when you left home, you was gone. If you weren't there, yes, Berlinda. My mom talks about that. My mom and love talks about making paper dolls all the time, putting pretty clothes on them. I remember, like I said, leaving home. When you left home, you was out experiencing the world. If someone called you, if you had an answer machine at that time, they would leave a message. If you didn't, they would just wait till you got back.
Yep.
And then you would share whatever your experiences were while you were out, if that's what, you know, if you guys got on that subject when you were talking, but you actually experienced the world. I mean, we walk around now, I walk around now and I see a lot of people with their heads down in their phone, you know, sometimes myself included. And I think a lot of times we let it consume us. We
Yep.
spend a lot of time on it. I try to just do promotion, or, you know, I'm looking in on other people at times, but it can be a bit of a distraction.
It can be. And I agree with Sharon. You know, Sharon said that it can be helpful at times, but
Yeah.
let's go back to that time that it is helpful. It's only helpful when there's an advertisement or somebody's trying to sell something, you know, or it's helpful when you are, like you said, Shanice, you're running a business. I know Sparkle runs her business, you know, those are the times that it's helpful. But how
Right.
many times is social media, like you said, people are walking around, their heads are just like buried down in their phone, and then
Yep.
you don't understand and you can't look up and see, and then next thing you know, you done bumped into somebody or something that happened. It doesn't amaze me that even people driving, I have seen people driving with social media, with the Facebook popped up on their phone. I mean, yeah, sometimes I'm working, sometimes I'm not. But by the time you get them stopped and pulled over, you know, you got to get a search warrant to prove that they was on. It's a whole lot of stuff. But the whole thing is, and Sparkle said it definitely has its pros and cons. One pro side of it is that if you use it as a social platform to spread good cheer, keep in touch, and run a business, which is she got 3 businesses, then
Mhm.
yeah, it's good. But who uses it to slander, tell their business? So how many of you all are putting out there on social media about your personal business? I mean,
You're right. You're right. Sharon is right. She says it's helpful to connect with family, kids out of town for emergencies. And that's how it started out as. That's what it started out as. Facebook started out as a way for friends
yes,
or family to connect with their family when they were
yes,
away out of town. And so it has just gotten to a whole nother level, you know, where
yep.
it runs people's life basically, you know. Berlinda said we had a fashion show that had food from the Easy Bake Oven, from refreshments with our paper dolls. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, but that was back in the day when,
I
when we
know.
didn't have all of this, when we didn't
Yes.
have the social media, we didn't have the TVs, we didn't have these what they smartphones, phones
Yep.
that's smarter than some people, social media has taken over people's relationships,
Yep.
is bombarded in their house, in their homes, and with their families. You can't even How many people sit down at the dinner table now? And if you do sit down at the dinner table, how many of you sitting down and not being
With
on?
your phone.
Because you look at some of these shows on TV, except with the exception of one. It's this show called Blue Bloods. And they have dinner every night together. It comes on Friday nights. I like watching the show. It's a family-oriented show. But
Yep.
they be on there they have dinner together. And not one time do you see them on the cell phone. Not one time is somebody on the cell phone sitting at the table. That doesn't happen anymore. Families don't even sit around at the table because social media is pretty much taken over
Mhm.
what we do and how we do it. Sparkle says, however, I definitely see more negative than positive on social media, which is very sad. I say extremely sad. What's most
Mhm.
surprising is that those are the posts that, yeah, they will get 1,005,001 50,000
Yep.
likes.
They
And
get the most attention, which
yep,
they shouldn't. But I mean, I feel like we're in revelation, so we're in sides of the times where right is wrong and wrong is right. So a lot of things that is wrong is getting the recognition that it shouldn't, and vice versa. So yeah, it's really sad.
it is sad. I don't think this is my thing. What I do I don't need to wake up in the morning and post good morning. Hey, how you doing? I got the sneeze. I got a
Say it
booger in
back,
my nose. I
right?
got
Good
wax
morning.
in my
Say it
ear.
back. Don't be
You know,
rude.
I don't need to do all of that. I don't think it's necessary to tell what you are doing on Facebook. I just on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it is. Marva said she came up when TV went off at 11. I know that's
Yep.
good. If
Yep.
even if you even had a TV, because let's
It
even
would be
go
that.
back.
Yep.
She said when I came to Cincinnati, WCIN went off at 11 o'clock. Social media is what people make it. They have made it. They made it real bad. And
Yeah.
honey, Blue Bloods is on point. My thing is too. Sparkle said no phone, no TV, only soft jazz or gospel music at my house, the dinner table. Period. My kids value the time, this time every day, and you have to instill it in it. But
Yep.
the bad part about it is, let's go back a little bit further. When you didn't have a TV, you had radios. So
Yep.
when you couldn't even see it,
He
you
was
know,
hearing it.
you could listen to the shows. So you had to envision everything that was going on in
You had to
your
use your,
brain.
you had to use some imagination. You had to use
Big
some
time.
creativity. You had to use your thought process. Like, wow, I wonder, what they're doing or what it's like. I'm hearing this. It's going into my ears. It's going into my mind. It's going into my thought process.
Yep.
We have less of that now. And I know for my home, we do the no phones at the table just because you're always on it. Like you're
Yep.
always, and if it rings, it's like, okay, we can talk to whoever it is after dinner's over.
Absolutely. Ignore it. Now, am I guilty? I am guilty of being on the phone. I'm not going to say I am guilty of being on social media because I like reading things that take place. And everything that I read is not always on social media. It could be in Google, it can be in the news feed. It's
Right.
not always on social media. But the thing about it is, you have to know when to not let it interfere in your life.
And that part, and some people have no they can't balance. And Berlinda said transistor radio will nab all battery. Oh
That's
yeah.
it right there. Because
With that antenna.
that's right, with the little bit antenna that extended up.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And you
Um
had to be very quiet in order to hear what was going on. People do things on social media to get attention. I just learned how to, girl, she just learned how to text. God bless your soul.
hey,
God bless
that's
your
all
soul.
right.
But there ain't nothing
That's all
wrong with
right.
that. Yep.
And so I think we have to learn how to live with it. You're right, Marvin does has pros and cons, but I know for myself, I just try to think about my kids, like how they were born into, like even now, like my niece is 1 and they know how to work this phone, like it's crazy. And so I feel like you have to have those boundaries and set up those guidelines so that they come out of and they tap into the real world, you know what I mean?
right,
That they take a
right.
break from it. Like we give our daughter time to be like, you're off of it at this time. Definitely it's off during school, even though she's virtual. But there's just some things that some rules that you have to put in place to keep that balance, because otherwise, I mean, that the newer generation, that's all they know. That's what they know. They don't know what it's like to go to a library and look in the encyclopedia and find, what I'm saying, the definition. They don't know what it's like to use those types of tools and resources. They get everything in their palm of their hand.
Right.
So yeah, you have to set those guidelines and boundaries. Robert, thanks for tuning in.
And my thing is, it's like when you mentioned the library piece, it's like back in the day. Let's even go back a little bit further, where you had to get the cards, and you had to match the cards up and go down. You had to look up on the top of the when you
Oh
in the
yes, the
library, where
numbers
you
on the
look and see
card.
where,
Yep,
and the number would have to match where you was going to find your book, and you had to actually locate the book
yep.
read it. But social media now, is not allowing our children or even grown folks. Now, let's not even say children. Grown people
You're
have
right.
allowed social media to take over their lives, which means it's taking over their children's lives as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Now,
Sparkle
Sparkle says,
said,
side, now flip side is that you either sink or you swim with what's going on around you. Well, yes and no. Do you have to be a follower or should you be a leader? That's the way I see it. You know, either I don't think it's about sinking or swimming. I think either you're gonna be a leader and you're gonna lead and not follow. That's the way I see it. Because you don't have to sink, honey. You can just keep going and keep going and keep going. But I get what you're saying. She said, just set some boundaries on how much and what you will allow to consume your time, because if not, you are doomed. Not only are
yeah.
you, your whole life is doomed, your marriage is doomed, your relationship is doomed, what you're doing with your children are doomed. But let's think about it. It is the new way that we are communicating now. Everything is via social
Media.
media.
Yeah.
Everything.
And I feel like, you know, a lot, it is very super convenient, but I feel like it's made us lazy in a lot of ways. I mean, you
Oh my
think
God.
about you know, how you can just DoorDash whatever meal you want, whatever it is that you want to eat. You don't have to get up, you don't have to, you know, shower, put your clothes on. You can make a phone, you can pick up your phone and have your food at your beck and call, whatever it is that you
Exactly.
want. So it
Exactly.
just it takes away manpower, it takes away your thought process. Like you talked about going to the library, looking at the numbers. It takes away creativity, all of those things. I mean, yeah, we can use it as such, but who who does on one hand can you count people who use it as such? You know, and it's like I said, it takes over if you allow it to.
Yep. You're right. And you're right, Marva. Even when you go to the fast food, sometimes all you got to do is show them your phone, show them the little thing that you scan, and then boom, they got you right then and there, and you ain't got to worry about nothing else. It's so easy now. I look at the how people in these in entertainment business and in the music business, all their business be out there. All of their business be out there on social media. I mean, every bit of it. Every bit of it. Yes, they are
Yes,
lazy.
Karen. Yes,
Yep.
very lazy and obese, and even those who may have struggled in reading, like there was a time like you had to be able to read. Read. You couldn't look at a picture with food painted on it. You couldn't look at a picture with, you know, this button goes to this. You had to actually read and know what it was
Yes.
saying in order
Yes.
for you to perform whatever duties or whatever function it's supposed to, you know, perform. And now it's everything is done for us, and so we're not learning.
Yep.
The generation behind us, they're not learning. They're not learning anything.
Look at how much sex is selling on social media. Sex sales. Women feel like, I guess, you get attention from if you're showing your boobs and your booty and everything is out. Every time you take a picture, your lips are poked out or your booty is poked up. For what purpose? All so you can get how many likes?
And well,
You,
that's the thing. It's that piece, but then it makes a lot of people feel insecure. It makes a lot of people feel like they have to look or be a certain way. I have to be snatched. My waist have to be a size 0, like everybody's. You know, I have to have this size 82 butt. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous. It's crazy. My daughter was telling me about some girl recently who just took her own life. You know, she was just on social media, she seemed happy, she seemed like she was having fun, and the girl took her life. Like it's just crazy. And her parents, they don't even know where to begin. They don't even know what happened, or because she was so, you become so tuned out
yep.
because you're tuned in.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Consumed. You so consumed with other things that's going on around you, that you lose sight. And the unfortunate piece is social media plays a role in individuals losing sight on the right thing,
Reality.
what's still right reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Social media loses sight. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, you look at T.I. and his wife Tiny. Who the Samuel cares about what happens in their house? Who cares about what happens in their household? Why does someone feel to post that on social media, if especially if it's something that took place months ago or a year ago? Why bring it up now? My thing is, I think when you post things on social media, this is me, this is my own opinion, my personal feelings and belief. When you are absolutely positively all the time posting stuff on social media, you want to stay relevant. But who are you trying to stay relevant with, and who and
Or
to, and
right,
for?
right.
And when I say all the time, if you're posting and putting stuff on social media, for what? You're trying to stay
Attention,
relevant for who?
attention, attention.
Who are you
Likes,
posting for? It's
likes.
it's yeah, for the likes and the loves. And one thing that I don't like none of my family or friends posting their personal business on social media. Now, don't get it twisted. If you take me there, I'm going. Now, if you take me there, I am going. Let's just make it plain. If you take me there, I'm going. So don't take me there. You don't have
And
to
I
worry
won't
about me
go. Right.
doing, because I am that kind that I will go there. And sometimes I just won't let it go.
Right. And Sparkle
Period.
said, then people tend to forget that once it's out there, even if you delete it. So that perception is what reality is what they say, right?
Yep. Yep. And that's it. Perception is reality. And the stuff that you put on social media, it might be real, but who is it real to?
Right,
The
Miss
person.
Marva. She said, young people put their business on social media, and I didn't know that people fight on here. That's real dumb to me. She said, how do you fight someone you can't see?
Exactly. And you going back and forth with each other on social media for what reason? I feel social media damages the individual person, because they're in it too much. I can attest to me working with some people, and they stay on their phone. They live on their phone. Their phone always on, and the thing TikTok is just taking over.
Oh, Lord have mercy. That is just
Taking over. Somebody asked me, it's like, you see this on TikTok? No, because I don't
no.
have TikTok. I don't look at TikTok like that. I'm not.
I have
That's
no
not what
interest.
I
I have
do.
no desire. I am cool on it.
Very cool on it.
But I,
Um,
I
I,
feel, that's crazy. I think that social media also, like you say, you don't have desire. Like I'm not. I think it's like I said. It just depends on the person. It's the younger generation. I know that they come up with these new things they want everybody to get involved in, but it's not for everyone. It's just not for everyone.
it's not. Um, and then and then this is my thing too about the social media piece. There are some people that put things on social media that just doesn't even make sense. It's irrelevant. It's dumb. I mean, what sense are you trying to prove because if you take a picture and you flipping, you shooting a bird, what's the purpose? I'm trying to figure this. I'm trying to figure it out.
Hey,
What's
we need you. You guys know it's Wind Down Wednesday. We need you guys to chime in a little bit more if you're we got our shies out there. They're watching, but they're not commenting. So
Yeah.
put a put a comment. We love to hear your opinion on social media and the effects of it. Do you think it's positive? Do you think it's negative? How do you allow it to affect you or not affect you? I just think that since social media has came around, it has given a lot of people more courage than they need. It has given some people um it has taken away from
Yeah.
us interacting
Communicating.
in person, with each other. I mean, I've been to restaurants or out to dinner, seen people at the dinner table and they're just on their phone. Like we have no interaction with each other. So it takes that away. It takes away being able to communicate to someone during confrontation. It has caused people to go to social media to cause confrontation,
Yep.
or to feel like, I want other people looking in on this, or I want their opinion on this or to chime in. I mean, it has really caused us to just not just be lazy, but just not think, not interact, not communicate as well as we should be.
Right, but and it has helped. Now it does to a certain point help. It has helped with many things. It has helped with saving individuals' lives. It has helped with finding loved ones that you haven't seen or you didn't know where they moved to. I mean, so it has helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But I don't feel that social media is doing a lot of that. I think it's causing more harm
Been
to
good.
people and their families than good. I think that if people get off of their phones and talk to each other more instead of relying on, because that's what they do. They rely on social media and they think that the social media is telling the truth. Every time something's posted, they believe exactly what social media said. And I think if we just step away from our phones at some point in time, we don't have to worry about whether or not it's true or false or fake, and be wanting to beat somebody up because I saw you. And the stupidest thing about social media, hey sis, I saw you like so and so post. Why you like they post? I ain't got nothing. This, and why you like they post. Now they got a problem with you because you like somebody post. How dumb is that?
Yeah, very immature.
Dumb. It's so dumb that Sparkle says social media is like a drug and a high. It gets people live off of it.
Yeah.
Um, so not sure that I'll put it all on the younger population. I won't either. I'm not
No.
going to, because adults and grown people have an issue with that too.
Mm-hmm.
And parents, because some parents will stay on it more than their children will be on it, and you're not paying attention to your kid because you own it. So where do you think the kid gonna get? The kids are a product of their environment.
Follow the leader,
Yeah,
and that's why the boundaries aren't being set, because they aren't being taught. There are none.
yeah,
You have
absolutely.
boundaries on here. You on here and use it to, a positive benefit instead
Yeah,
of for negative. But I mean,
it's
I'm talking about from like, it went from Facebook, allowing you to connect with people, to people like recording fights on here, and just all kind of craziness.
and that's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that they are using it for that. They are using it once again for the likes, for the comments, to hear what somebody said. Because I'm a part. I do like the fact that I can be a part of different groups, but the groups that I'm a part of are the positive. Is like positive women groups, and relationship groups and stuff like that, where people post a lot of positive things and a lot of things about relationships. Case in point, somebody posted a thing about Russell West. What's his name? Russell Wilson and Sierra, talking about, he said he don't want to. The worst fear in his life is losing Sierra. Okay, so he said that. What did social media do? It ran like wildfire. It's like, okay, well, she ain't said nothing about him. She don't post nothing about him on her page. Who cares? Who cares? And if that's his fear, who cares? If that's all he got to worry about, who cares? Who cares?
It's sweet. It's sweet, rightfully so. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah,
yeah.
Sharon.
It's a young
Sharon
man.
is young and it's old. You have to find a balance. That's true.
You do have to find the balance. What's up, Kelly Prather? What's going on?
Hey,
Yes, honey, we're trying to stay warm. We're doing the best that we can because it is a little nippy outside. And another thing, I guess, because people don't have nothing to do, they flock to social media. I mean, they don't have nothing else to do but to get on social media and be in everybody else's business and see what's going on. And let's look at your last president. Let's look at y'all last president. Could you imagine social
yeah.
media being shut down? Just imagine where this world would be. We thought Corona came through like a storm. Imagine, girl, if they got rid of social media.
Oh my goodness, it would be such an over. Some people would be so lost because the addiction is real.
The addiction is real. I mean, like you said, Sparkle, earlier, it's like a drug. It is like a drug that just ain't going away, that people don't want to get rid of, but it is a drug and they are addicted. And then they got to have carpal tunnel surgery because they done been on there with their fingers on their phone so much
I
that
have
they.
I actually just say I watched I want to say some documentary this weekend about you know addictions and being you know how they program social media to for you to crave it more. You know, want more, do more, and put your predictions on what you'll like. You know, things that they pop up, they throw up, and you know. Like I don't know if you ever paid attention to. Hey Ashley, thanks for tuning in. She said I wouldn't know how to cook. LOL.
Hey,
That's a positive, but
that's a good thing. That's a
it
good thing.
is.
That's good, Ashley.
It talks about like um, say for example, I don't know if you're been on your phone or you might have talked to somebody about bracelets, and then when you turn your phone on, all of a sudden there's these ads or these posts of bracelets. So this I guess it was a documentary. I can't think of the name of it. I'll post it later. But go back and watch this documentary that talks about social media and how they made it so that we are addicted to it. Like it's designed for us to never put it down. To want to pick it up more. To when the time goes off on our phone, like we can't let it pass 10 or 15 minutes. We got to look at it right when it comes up. It goes into so many details, but it was very good and very informative when it comes to the social media piece.
I have to go back and I have to find that and check that out. My thing is too, and you're right, Ashley. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't know how to do a lot of things because, well, I say this: is it social media that help you cook, or is it the YouTube Googling how to
Yeah.
cook or how to make something? And now my other question is to that is, do you look at Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok? Can you say YouTube is social media too? I mean, or is YouTube informational? Is Google considered? That's a search engine where you put your what you're searching to find something out or location trying to get somewhere. So are you
I
watching the
wouldn't consider. I think that the social media piece is what you just said. Is the
positive?
not YouTube's but the Facebook and Instagram, where you can make these posts, Twitter, these comments and things like that. You can go backwards and forth with people. You can argue with them. You can try to prove a point. With Google and YouTube, to me, it's just it's more informative. So if you like she said, didn't know how to cook, you can go to YouTube and find a video on simple meals to cook, and it will show you front to back, top to bottom, how to cook. I love that about YouTube. I love that about Google because you do get more
Yeah,
information like on the spot. It's not,
yeah,
and some of it is relevant and some of it isn't. You know what I mean? You have to figure out. You have to skim through what's valid and what's invalid.
yeah.
But I love that. I mean, even people who I don't know how to ride a bike. Let me look up a video real quick how to ride a bike because I don't want to look embarrassed. I don't want to be embarrassed in front of my friends. Like you can use it in so many different ways. But YouTube and Google are two of my favorites.
My thing is too, I agree with you, Ashley and Sharon, because I think YouTube is also used as a social media platform because we do it live on YouTube too. Right now we're live on YouTube.
Yes,
So
we are.
I think YouTube is also utilized as a social media platform because a lot of people do social media because the one thing about do social media on YouTube, the one thing about YouTube is that they'll pay you for if you get enough likes, if you get enough people that's concerned about it, that want to hear what you got to say, they'll actually pay you.
Right.
You will get paid. The difference between Instagram, TikTok, I mean, you might get paid with TikTok too. I think you do, but I know with YouTube, you will get paid if your numbers are high and if you got enough bloggers
If you have
or
a
enough
following, if you have a following,
you're
there's a desire
following,
or a need
you
for
will
it.
get paid. So social media is, I mean, it's all around us. I mean, there's no more. You can even watch TV on your cell phone. You can even watch TV on YouTube. You can even watch TV on Facebook. It's like, what's next? But how much of that TV are we gonna? How much of social media are we gonna let bombard and overtake our lives? Because a lot of the entertainers That's what they do. That's how they get their information out, because they put it out there in social media. And unfortunately, Black people run with it. I said it. Black folks run with it without even doing any homework, without even thinking about it. I could care less what's going on in somebody else's house. I don't care. It ain't my business. They're not paying my bills.
Well, it like you said, the YouTube piece is the blogging, and the vlogging has gotten a lot of people paid.
You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on either one. We do this because we like doing it. We talk about it all.
We
if you
sure
guys
do.
have a topic for us that you want us to discuss because
Please,
you
yes.
want to discuss it, hey, we'll be happy to talk about it. We'll be happy to talk about it because we talk about this stuff all the time. So feel free to inbox us or send us an email because we'll talk about it all. If you are afraid to talk about it, guess who's not? We are not afraid to talk about it.
We will go there. We will go there.
We will go there. We will go there. Now, on a positive note, my 12-year-old was challenged to watch, read educational things with adult supervision. Surprisingly, she has learned a lot about different animals, reptiles, cooking, makeup. She might have not known if she hadn't reached these things. So she found a love of, orangutans. Well, go ahead then. All right. Where do y'all get the money? Money for what, baby? We don't get paid for this.
At all, period, huh?
No, we don't. That's one thing.
But if you the one, Ashley, to find out, hey, let us know.
If you can help us get out there more, because we are all up. The thing about it is, God has blessed us tremendously. We are blessed and highly favored.
That's right.
We don't do this for money. We have talked to several people. We've had people from different states and cities on here locally. We've had politicians on here, judges on here. We've talked to some of everybody that we could possibly, doctors, nurses. We've talked to a lot of people, cooks, chefs.
And we're viewed globally. We're viewed globally.
Yeah, and we're viewed all around. I know for a fact because I look at my numbers. We're viewed all around the United States, and then we are also viewed in
UK.
And in the UK. So we're viewed everywhere. But as far as getting paid, girl, we don't get paid. God has already paid us enough. Now don't get it twisted. If social media gonna help us get paid,
hey, if you know something we don't know, Ashley, hit the inbox. That's all I'm saying.
We all down for it, because I'm always looking for new ways. Shanice and I are looking for new ways that we can bring information to you all.
That's it.
I even want to figure out how can I connect a phone line so y'all can call in, so people can. That's what I want to do. I ain't figured that piece out yet. I do have a career.
Work in progress. Yes.
It's the work. I can't figure that piece out for nothing in the world. But when I figure that piece out, how you can call in,
it's gonna go down.
Call in. I'm gonna put the number out there, and we want you to call in and talk to the people and tell us what you think.
That's right.
Because one thing that we have done on here, and we have realized and figured out, a lot of people don't want to be seen, but they'll talk. They'll talk.
They want to be heard. They want to be heard, but they don't want to be seen, and it's understandable.
And a lot of people don't want to put information in the board, like comments out here, because they don't want nobody to know who they are. And I get that. I understand that. I'm all about the privacy piece, but we're trying to work it out so we can get y'all to call in. We gonna get your number so y'all can call in on the many different topics that we discuss. I thought if so many people watched a video on YouTube, you would get paid. You will.
Yeah.
But it's out there. I'll look it up and inbox you. My girl. We appreciate that. But if anybody out there, you want us to talk about anything, this is what we do. Because you look at the social media piece with Donald Trump. Why you think the numbers are so freaking high on social media? That man got on social media, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever he could operate.
Yep.
And pretty much ran his political campaign through social media.
Yep.
I mean, everything he said was on Twitter. I mean, he got Twitter so many viewers that it is unfreaking real.
Yep.
social media, whether it was good, bad, positive or negative. I mean,
They use that thing.
yep, they need,
The
yep.
need for black foster parents.
Well,
Yeah.
I was actually, now that you mentioned it, Ashley, I do have a couple that I had asked to come on and talk about foster parenting, and because they posted on social media that they adopted 3 kids. And they're not all black and they're not all white. So they have a mixture of kids that they have adopted,
Uh,
and I wanted to talk to them about that process and what they went through to get those kids and to be foster parents. But let me say this: being a foster parent is difficult for some people, and unfortunately, a lot of people are in the foster parenting piece for the money.
yeah.
They're not in it to try to save a kid. The unfortunate piece is they're in for the money. So if we can put some positive information out there on social media
That's right.
about fostering parents or whatever, we happy to do that. I'm happy to talk to
Oh
anybody.
yeah.
I'm happy to bring them on, and we can make that happen. But we are all a work in progress. Because I even reached out to Sparkle, who has a business, 3 businesses, and because I wanted her to come on social media and talk about how she does her nails, because she do this nail thing. When Corona hit, everybody was panicking. All these women were panicking because they couldn't go to the nail salon because it was shut down. So Sparkle had this thing that you could put on the top of your nails. You didn't have to go to salon. You just do it yourself. So I saw Sparkle do that on social media, and I was like, hey, you want to do this? I don't think she was ready at the time, but she might be ready now because she all out there singing on social media,
We
dancing,
love to have you on
you
Sparkle.
know,
You know
and we
that.
would love to have you on here. We I like the idea about putting a speaker up, but it doesn't give you that crisp
Sound. It's a
sound.
lot of feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that before. When I first started this thing, I did that. Then I went to an actual phone line that was actually directly into the system. But since I moved and Corona came, and we got to do this thing a different way on social media. Now we no longer have the access to the phone lines coming directly in. But there's a way to do it.
For
I
now.
already know there's
For
a way to
now.
do it.
For
Yeah,
now.
for
Not
now.
for
Uh, so exactly. It's Sparkle. I know you love to call in instead of, because see, there's some people that don't mind talking, don't mind having those conversations.
Oh,
And
great. Actually, yeah.
I'm looking forward to our next phase because there's bigger things. God has something bigger. If that was the case, I would have quit doing this. Shanice would have quit doing this. We both would have quit doing this by now. But thank God for social media for us.
That's
Because
right.
now we can still talk and we can still,
Talk
bring you information. We
Yeah.
can talk about anything. It don't matter what you want to talk. I don't care what you want to talk about because I'm that kind of person that we can
We're
talk
gonna
about it.
talk about it. We're
You
gonna
know,
talk
we
about
we talked about everything under the sun on here, and when
it.
I say everything under the sun on here.
Yeah.
And kudos to you, Ashley, for being a recruiter for foster care.
Yeah.
At my age right now, I don't know if I can be a foster parent, because I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna feel when I have grandchildren. Lord
Ashley,
Jesus,
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this, Ashley.
sweet baby Jesus.
Last year around this time, I had 8 kids in my house. Okay. Various ages, all the way down to a newborn. Okay. So from 17 all the way down to a newborn. It was a lot happening. A lot of personalities, a lot of experiences. It was an experience. It was a good experience. It was a fun experience, but yeah. So we did a little bit of fostering ourselves. So yeah.
And I live with them through social media because they were posting what was going on with them through social media. So I live a little bit through them with the social media on the social media piece because the newborn baby was so precious. I mean, she was
We
just
came, yeah,
a,
we came
a
bombarded. We
sweetie,
came
you
bombarded
know.
her home, of
And
course.
through
So
social media, I followed the progress and the process of what they were going through. They went from a 4 family to a 9 family, because they took kids in
or
temporarily.
10, 10. It went from 4 to 10. So yeah,
And yeah, it
yes,
went from
ma'am.
yep,
Look at
that's a
everything.
lot. So through social media, I followed them through social media. So I lived vicariously for a brief moment because that baby was so beautiful. She was a doll baby. So I lived through them with the baby that I know that, honey, if I had that baby in my house, I probably have more gray hairs than I got right now. Well, we
She
gonna
was
have to
so
get your
sweet.
son, Sparkle. You got
Yes,
if you don't have my number, I will ship you my number. But I thought you had it. We're gonna have to get your son
yes. I
and
like the way she sings. Yes,
yeah, and see what he can help
network.
you do. My thing is this: I do believe in helping people. He can be the production manager or engineer or whatever, and it's all about writing. I do have an LLC. It's called Tuck Life LLC, and Tuck Radio is through Tuck Life. So if he needs a letter of recommendation on what he did, I can do that because I've done it on several occasions for other kids. So why not do it for yours too? Social media is
Hey,
is, is almost the way to go. But the unfortunate piece, it plays a negative role in a lot of people's lives. A
hmm,
lot of people's lives. And it's unfortunate.
true.
We're not reading books. We're not looking at the newspaper. We're not reading the magazines. Instead, we're reading. When I read Facebook, I read it to go to sleep.
Right.
I mean, it's something about the blue light, I think. I think it's something about that blue light
They just
or
call you into
whatever.
another room of sleep, huh?
Yep. Because I'm telling you, so think about it. If you are on Facebook, think about if you fall asleep. Think about it. If you are on Facebook, think if you fall asleep. Now, you talked about earlier, Shanice, about how they gravitate, how they pull you in with different things. Now, Facebook is blue, Instagram is red, TikTok is black with multicolors. Twitter is blue, but I don't do, but I'm just saying those colors will
It's
pull
almost
you
like
in.
McDonald's with the golden arches, they yellow and that red. Call
They
you like,
yellow and that
man,
red,
I
make you
want to go to
hungry.
McDonald's.
Popeyes, red, red and white, make you
Them,
hungry.
them red, them bright colors. I'm telling you,
Chick-fil-A, red and white, make you hungry.
Chick-fil-A, yes.
I mean, even let's go. Well, what is it? We said Burger King, Wendy's, all of those
It got
colors
red in it. It's got
got
red
red
in
in
it.
them. Got
Yep.
red in them. And if you look at Facebook, it's blue. I'm telling you, I get sleepy every single time I start reading Facebook. So I actually sometimes intentionally read it
To
so I can
fall
go to
asleep.
sleep. So I can go to sleep. I mean, so that's what social media does for me. But a lot of people post things in there in a negative manner
They
um,
do.
to get stuff started. But how many people will post in there something positive? You can look on your news feed when you go in social. That's what I want to say. When you look at your social media pages, how many? Just count within the next maybe top 25. How many of it is positive, and how many of it is negative? And what's the negative about, and what's the positive about?
Right.
I mean, think about it. Social media would definitely put some stuff in your brain, have you thinking twice about. Don't take the Pfizer. Don't take the Moderna. Don't take the Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, I think you just got to find the balance for yourself and the balance for your home, especially if you got kids, because it can just become overwhelming, over consuming, and it's just really That's really not a good place to be. So just balance it. If you feel like, oh, I'm scrolling a lot today. I'm scrolling a lot. Take a break. Take a break from it. Try to tune into that. Tune into how much you're on social media, how many times you're picking your phone up. Like, be conscious of that now. Let that be in the back of your mind. Because a lot of things that we do, it's repetitive. So it's second nature. We do it all the time. So we don't really count it. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's just like putting on your socks and shoes. It's easy until, something happens where now I gotta have surgery on my foot. Now I realize how I have to use all my muscles together, or how important my foot is. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like that. So it's hand in hand. So if you are a person who feel like you're using too much social media, or your kids are, um, set up some boundaries. Go into
Right.
Google and say, Google, how can I set some boundaries for myself when it comes to this social media? If you can't think of anything,
Right.
turn it off for 2 hours. You know what I
Set
mean?
an
Put yourself on
alarm.
a timer. Put a timer on your phone.
Yep.
Hey, for 20 minutes, I'm not touching it. Just a few. Those are just a few things that you can do to try to get more balance back into your life when it comes to being on your phone and being
Yep.
consumed with social media.
I don't know if I met anybody that has social media has like interrupted their relationship or love life, or I don't know if I met anybody like that, but I do know that I have been sitting at tables with people, and they're married couples or they're in a relationship, and both of them on the phone. Instead of having conversations when you're
With each
sitting,
other.
yeah, and I'm looking, I was like, okay, if y'all been married for 30 years, you've been married for 25 years or 15 years or whatever, and then I look up and both of y'all head down in the phone, are y'all texting each other? Because you're sitting right next to each other. It's like, what are you doing? Why are both of you on the phone? If you're out and you're supposed to be enjoying life, why are both heads in the phone at the same time instead of having conversation with the people around you? It's because you've been, like you said, you've been on it for so long. It consumes all of your energy and what you do on a daily basis, that when you do have a little me time or us time or our time, it's still spent on the freaking phone, looking at social media. It's like, we're not saying don't do social media. That's not what we are saying. We're saying limit yourself to what you're doing on social media, what you're looking at, what you're reading. Let's case in point. Why is it that Wendy Williams is always posting something about she done slept with somebody's husband? Why? Or slept with somebody's boyfriend? Why? What does she want? What does she need? What is she trying to do? I think she wants to remain relevant. She wants,
Attention or lack thereof.
or she's trying to prove sexuality, which you don't have to do that. You are who you are. You are what you are, and that's it. You don't have to prove nothing. No, but she always on social media about she had a one night stand with somebody. Who cares?
Care.
And then they post stuff about your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend is now seeing somebody else. Who cares? I mean, what's the point in posting? It's like, what's his name? Michael B.
Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan dating Steve Harvey's daughter. Okay, so what? Who cares? But she done slept around with
She'd
so
have
many,
been around. She'd have been around.
or has social media placed her, gave her that sleeping around with folks now, which is what social media does. It gives you that image that somebody is doing something. Is it always truthful?
Right.
Yeah, Wendy Williams do need attention, but who she
It's
getting it
gonna
from?
it's gonna make you or break you. I mean, why does it matter? I mean, if you break up with someone, obviously they have freedom to be with whoever it is that they want to, and that
Yeah,
shouldn't surprise people that people move on. Like, okay.
I don't get it. I mean, she does seek attention, but what about the other people? It's like the Kardashians. Are they seeking attention? What are they doing it for? You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
Lord. That's
Um,
not even get on now.
I'm just saying,
Ugh.
you got all these people. You got Atlanta Housewives that's always in it. They was talking about Shawnee O'Neal is looking for Shaq a wife. I mean, so what? So what? Who cares if she wants to try to find him a wife? Why does that have to be posted on social media? You know, I guess if people aren't talking about you or thinking about you, you got to find a way for
Well,
them
and
to.
we've gotten caught up in being in a place where we feel like we got to get the real, you know what I mean? Where these things like the reality TV has just went and went and went, where it's no longer reality, it's not real, you know. So a lot of people are just chasing that, and it's sad.
Say it. But
Let's
what
just
do you
live
say?
life. Let's live life. You know what I mean? Let's try to have that balance. Let's get back to those times where that phone was connected onto the wall, and when you was out enjoying the world, enjoying those people that you were around. You were making connections and networking with people, etc. Let's get back to that.
I remember when he didn't have no phone. I used to have to, and I'm from the foothills, Alabama. I used to have to go to the back door and scream, "Hey, Carol! You know, hey, Cynthia! You know, hey, Junior!" You know, I used to call my literally, like literally, call my cousins out the back door and see what they were doing. I mean, that's the old way. They do get paid. They get paid for the likes. They get paid for the attention. They get paid for everything that they do, whether it's good or bad. You
But
know,
our money ain't good money.
all money is not good money, um, and it's a shame that people seek attention via social media. Now, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 o'clock. I'm on Facebook because I'm watching my pastor in the church and everybody else do what they do, and I listen to them. They are hilarious because we haven't been in church for so long. But I mean, Zoom meetings, you know, Zoom conference calls,
Catching up.
everything is that's how you connect with each other now is via social media. And I get that, and that's fine. But you don't have to post everything about you. I broke my toe this morning. The dog barked yesterday. You know, it's like, did you
Right.
get your stimulus check? Well, my check
Right.
ain't came in yet. Did yours? I mean, it's
I just sneeze. Y'all gonna say
yeah.
bless you.
Well, look who came to see me today. Well, they might have not have wanted the world to know they came to see you. You know,
Some things are best left unsaid.
oh my God. You know, if I'm in your city or state, I'm gonna probably hit you up on the inbox. I'm not gonna tell everybody, hey, I'm in, you
It's
know,
insane.
I need you to hit me up because I'm in your city. You know, I don't need all of that. That's unnecessary. You know, because while I'm in another state enjoying life and having fun, you could be probably breaking in my house or something. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, and now that you say that, that has happened, and that's how the rapper Pop Smoke got killed. He was posting pictures of his home, and they thought he was out of town, and then they robbed him. It was actually a string of celebrities that they had robbed it because they thought they were out of town because of
Right,
what they were posting, but they weren't out of town. They were at home. They was posting pictures that I'm out on the beach or I'm on a cruise on this on
right.
that. So some things, like I said, is better left unsaid. I mean, a lot of times when I post, like sometimes I'll post after the fact, you know.
Me
Um,
too.
yeah, mix it up. You can't have the same patterns because people
You
are
cannot
watching.
have the
You know
same
what I mean?
pattern. You do need
They
to
are
mix it up.
watching. They are
You
what
know,
you want them to watch, and they watching.
yep. I may post a picture, honey. I done went out of town and came back a month ago. You know, you still think I'm out of town right now. You don't know when I went out of town. You don't know what I'm doing.
Then
So
you just
stop
gotta be
telling.
careful.
Got to be careful. I don't believe people should be telling all their business and what they're doing and how they're doing. I bought a pair of shoes that cost $1,000. I don't care nothing about all that. So what? You don't have to post that. You keep. I'm happy for you. What's going on, Linda Jones? Thanks for tuning in and watching.
Hey,
But you know, y'all know what time it is. You know what we do. But if you have anything, Ashley, hit me up in the
yeah,
inbox because
please.
I would love for you to come on and talk to us about how do you recruit to be a foster care parent. You know, what's the process? what's in it, you know.
What's the criteria?
Yeah, what do you have to do to become a foster care parent? I would love to do that because I know a lot of people that actually do that. I know a few people that do that and they're happy about it. So hit me up on the inbox, Ashley, and you might have my number already. I don't know, but hit me up on the inbox, and
And
then
make
we'll.
sure you let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know, you know, what information you find out, because that's our she knows a lot of things, don't know a lot about YouTube. So hey, educate us.
You know, and Sparkle, hit me up so I can talk to your son because we got to get the phone lines working
Popping. Yes.
so we can get y'all a number so you can call in and the people be able to hear what you're saying. So it's I used to have all that set up, you know, but then some things happened and things changed and we kind of downsized a little bit, and then Corona hit and we just never put it all back together again. But
it's all
you know,
good. Working
we're
it.
gonna work on it. We're gonna get that phone. I wished we could have the phone by next week, because if that's the case, you know, we might be talking to Ashley next week, and people might want to call in and figure out how they can apply to be a foster care parent. How much does it cost per kid to have in my house? You know, I'm telling you, money is the key, and unfortunately, money is the root of all evil. People do things in a different way, shape, form, or fashion when it comes to, you know, money. When it comes to money, making money. So Ashley hit me up, Sparkle hit me up. We thank you guys for tuning in. So keep watching us and tell everybody, you know, tell all the deacons, missionaries, saints, and friends that we are on every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in the city of Cincinnati, the state of Ohio, Hamilton County. We love you guys, but you know, we got to get out of here.
We got to give our positive quote, of course.
Yeah, we got these a few things that we got to do. You know, we got to get it going, and got to make it happen for you next week. So keep watching. You know, you just never know what you're gonna see. But we are doing an event. We're doing a couple events. We're doing a couple events.
Yes.
We're doing a couple events. You know, look on my page, look on Shanice's page, look on the Tuck Radio page. You know, we got an event that's coming up on the 26th, which is next Friday night.
Yes.
Want to be there, $25 to hear my boy Rick Saxton play. The boy is bad, you know, he's off the charts. We probably will be giving away 2 tickets to go to the event. So keep watching, keep looking to one of our favorite viewers. We're gonna figure it all out, and then if you can make it, you can make it. But please tune in and watch us, because we got a couple events going on. We got the laughter thing. What's the comedy thing? Help me out.
We got the comedy show March 6th. So you can find that information on Tuck Radio. We'll post that as well. We have the fish fry for at Glendale Salon, which is going to be January 30th. Is that what it is? January 27th. So February 27th. Lord, where am I? February 27th. We got Rick Saxton on February 26th. We have the fish fry at Glendale Salon on February 27th. And then for the comedy show, you go to www.holdyoursideent.com and you can purchase your tickets there. So we'll post everything on the Tuck Radio page.
Yep, we got you going. We got to make it happen. Next week we might have our saxophonist on, just to give you a little snippet, so you can know about him, and we can tell you about him and what's going on, how he got started and what he's doing, so we can hip you and hook you up for on the 26th.
For the show. Yeah,
we might give away free tickets on that night. How about that? But Ashley, Sparkle, we thank all you guys, and thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Miss Marla.
Yes, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Belinda, we thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for watching us. But please tell everybody and share this video with all your friends. So stay tuned for what's coming next.
Positive quote. My positive quote for the day.
You know, I ain't gonna forget that. That's the closing. That's the closing.
Hey.
So we're gonna give you a positive quote before we leave up out of here.
Mine is stay positive, be positive, think positive, stay positive.
And y'all know me, you know, you got to stay around positive people, do positive things. And you know what? I do believe in success. And I believe if you give in success, you succeed in success. So my thing is, it's always better to give than it is to receive. And we'll see you next week.